Hello, everybody. We're back. Yes, we took a little bit longer, but we're all back now. Everyone is in the house. Please join us and share this. I'll just show you. Okay.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello again.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello. Hello.
You gotta ask them, how does it feel being here? Because some of them are watching on. You ask the question.
Guys, hold on.
Because many people would have liked to be here, right now.
Oh yeah.
And they are envying you. But so what does it feel like just being seated here and
It's completely different, really. Being live here with Pastor Sunday, with interesting people here around is completely different from watching online. Because I was watching online as well, and I came here last week from Greece, Athens. I've been missing for 1 year. Oh my God, Pastor! Could you believe me? Since when I get off the train, when I arrived to Kiev, I was like, oh my God, I'm going to Pastor Sunday's house. I was like, I couldn't explain this. It was just coming so automatically. And while we were getting closer to the Pastor Sunday's house, I was getting more and more excited. And when I opened the door, when I entered the yard, I saw the house. I stood for a while, maybe for 10 seconds or something, and I was like, wow. I felt such a peace, I felt the atmosphere. And of course, it's necessary to watch online, and it builds something in us, it makes changes in us, of course, and we need to do this. But if you have the chance, if you have the opportunity, or maybe you have to risk, maybe you have to do something you never did before in your life, and just like Mayova, when I heard her story, that she left everything and she moved here to Kiev, I was like, I was speechless, really. And if you have the chance to come here to visit Pastor Sunday, to have fellowship with him in person, for sure you will not miss anything. Believe me, anything. It will impact your life for sure, definitely. So it's, I don't know, I'm blessed, and I feel, how you say it, forgot the word.
Excited?
Нет.
Grateful.
No. Not honored, but privileged.
Okay.
Yes, I feel privileged being here.
Thank you, Christina.
Yeah.
Thank you. That's how I feel as well, actually. I feel privileged to be here. So Christina have said it all. If you have the opportunity to be here, then don't delay. Come here and join us. And there will be several events in the next few days. And if you can't join us this time, you can join us another time. We have so much going on here that there will be a point that every month there's something that you can join us to do. So please don't hesitate. Also, guys, for those of you that are expecting Pastor Derek and I, or Pastor Derek's interview this evening, I think that we've given you another alternative, which is just as good. And tomorrow we will continue with Pastor Derek, because we need to treat this question as promised. So we're going to treat that now. So guys, a few of you are online now. Before we start, can you please start sharing? Share, please. The more, the merrier. And really, truly, the more people that we can get to listen to this and also understand and learn with us, the better our world So guys, let's do it. Let's do the sharing right now. Hello, I'll just say hello to some people. Hello, Deborah Cole, Shijuade, thank you for joining us. Hello, Julie, you're here. Thank you for joining us. She's shared. Chinwe, thank you very much. Paul, thank you. Thank you. Tolu Lope, thank you. Olukayode, thank you very much for joining. Please share. Justin Manyo, thank you very much for joining. I appreciate you all, and this is a great opportunity for us all to learn. Oriyomi, thank you. Hello. Good evening. How are you? I hope you're okay. Theophilus, thank you very much for joining us. So I'm going to switch over now. Does somebody else want to tell us how they feel about these sessions? I'm looking at Julie and she's smiling. So, how do you feel about this session? Just to build up the numbers before we start.
Yeah. I really feel.
Well, why did you jump, Rochelle?
I'm going to do Rochelle.
Okay.
Oh. I'm just mixing up black and white.
I'm feeling really overwhelmed, I have to say, and just like the session we had yesterday, I feel like we are all, gathered around Jesus with his, just like it was with Jesus and his disciples, and I feel, I don't know, I can't imagine another
Somebody is going
place.
to be tempted to go get an expensive ticket right there.
No, seriously, you should really. It's irreplaceable. I don't think there is another place where you can get the wealth of knowledge and wisdom and understanding that you're getting here. It's just, you think you know, really, you think you know, and especially because you may be someone who's following Pastor Sunday already, you may be someone who's been listening to his messages like 100 times already, and still you come here and you realize that there's so much more to know, and there's so much more in this man who has already poured out so much of his wealth into us, into this world. And I guess it's just, I don't know, I can't grasp it, It's just so much wealth.
And if you know Julie is not always emotional. So if she's excited and she's emotional like that, it means it's real. It's for real. So you really need to listen to her to the end. And I was saying, the way she's just said it, that it's like we are sitting at the feet of Jesus. I said, you are going to tempt some people to be tempted to have the thought of going to get a ticket right now for Ukraine. How can I get a ticket? But if you're going to get the last minute ticket, it's going to be too expensive for you.
Oriyemi said, thank God I'm off today.
Off to where?
Oh, I think she's off from work. Right? Not off.
Okay.
Off coming to Kiev.
Yeah, off to Kiev, off to the airport.
Yeah.
Adigoro Ufoma just wrote me now and said she's watching and she's so excited that she's so tired, but she's off for Kiev tomorrow.
We're looking forward to having you. Yeah. Good. So do you want to finish your...
Yeah, let her finish.
What I want to finish with is, if you want to come. It's not, HMT is something that you really shouldn't miss, and I guess, I believe, and I know that if you use the opportunity and come and experience that and learn from Pastor Sunday during HMT, please do that. But I think, personally, you should do more than that. You should come and stay with Pastor Sunday beyond the HMT.
Just like Rochelle now, right? She took a ticket to go back on the 9th.
Yeah.
Then now she's looking for a way to extend the ticket. And stay for longer. Yeah. So the longer you take a ticket for, the better for you when you come to Kiev. You true? Yeah. But what about when you came here for the first time? You said what surprised you at first was that, hey, is he really going to make me happy, allow me to stay in his house?
Yeah.
Tell them about that. Is he going to he replied my letter? First of all, he replied my letter.
Yes.
Secondly, just come. I could just come like that.
Yes. Yeah. And that's what I did, because I didn't believe that I was actually able to do that. And the first thing I did was to actually come and stay here with you. I didn't believe that I was able to do that, and that's why I actually booked the hotel when I came here for HMT for the first time, because I didn't think that I could. Yes, I wasn't. I thought I can't do this. It's a line that I shouldn't cross, and I so regretted it afterwards when the HMT started, and every day I had to go back to the hotel. It was one of the worst things I could have done for myself, and that's just really to tell you to use every minute, and I really mean it. Use every single minute, especially when you're here, when you're close, when you're, I don't know, not like Rochelle, you were traveling through the entire world just to be here. I told him I can't understand how people cannot be around Pastor Sunday 24/7. I can't understand it. So
because 24/7 is new.
Yeah.
I mean, every minute something fresh.
Exactly.
It's shocking to me, Pastor, that there are people living in Europe. This just hit me today. That are 3 hours, 4 hours plane ride away, and you wouldn't jump on a plane.
Yeah, because yours is like 10 hours.
Yeah.
Go to Amsterdam, they're here.
But I'm surprised, like, all you have to do is pay for your ticket. I used to think that Pastor had maybe some rules of who could come or all of that. And then I realized that anybody could write to him, anybody could pay the price, come, stay in this house, be in this environment, and people weren't willing to do so.
No, people
Maybe
might
they
not
didn't
even
value
believe.
it.
Some people still don't believe that is true.
Well, this is what she said, something that was really interesting, Julie, when you said you felt that was a line that you shouldn't cross.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people fear or don't have the courage to really go out there and be bold to pursue something. They fear change. People even fear success. And this is something you just have to be bold about. You have to get here. You've got to pay the ticket. You've got to come and experience it. Can you imagine living on this earth and having had this opportunity, having seen it on the video, and never came?
Yeah.
Think of it. A Canadian came. I've been coming here for a decade to Ukraine for this reason. And I'll tell you something. It has been the fuel for my life's ministry and work. I cannot fathom that you wouldn't come. So I'm appealing to you to make some concrete decisions and changes in your life.
Do you
and
know?
Start here.
Do you know that people, even Mayowa did this, was not coming here, even though she had started watching me on live TV, but she and many people do this. They will go and take a ticket to go to Israel.
That's right. That's exactly right. Pastor, you said something.
Just an excursion.
You said something.
She did that.
$3,000, $4,000, and they do the tour, go home.
I did that for 8 days.
Really?
Yeah. October, when I was supposed to come for
But
I did that. I did that last year when HMT was on, and I thought, I don't need to come here. I'm already watching. I'm already watching this guy. So let me go to Israel. It's a holy place after all.
Then
You
she
know?
came back from Israel. She came back from Israel. Then she took a ticket to go to somewhere, Spain or where.
Portugal.
For another rest.
let me tell you something. There are two types of people in this world. There are two types of people in this world. Those that look back and watch history, and those who make history. If you want to look at history somewhere else, fine. Come here, they'll teach you how to make history.
Yeah.
Took a ticket to go to Israel just
Yeah,
because everybody is talking about Israel. What did you get from that? Nothing, just going to as an excursion to Portugal. Then you came back the next month, go and get another ticket. Why? Because people, my friends, will go with friends to where? Portugal, just to, what do you do there? In the hotel, we go and, wow. Spending money, empty.
With nothing after to show for. But photos. Selfies. Come and get your selfies with Pastor Sunday and have your life changed.
Is that the way? Is that a lifestyle?
Yes, it's a lifestyle. And it's also, you just feel like you need to do certain things. I need to go to a place like Jerusalem. I need to go to, even though it wasn't my Jerusalem going, it's just, it doesn't really even have any meaning. because I'm not particularly religious, you know, so going, so going.
So why did you do it? Oh, it was for free?
No, it wasn't for free.
Why did you do it?
Well, I did it because I feel like I should. I actually.
What do you mean you felt like you should?
Okay, right. I booked to go to Jerusalem, guys. Right. Okay. Let's start like this, right? I redeemed myself already because I'm here now, right?
Well, nobody
But
you.
okay. Let me say something. You know, I was reading UCB. I'll just tell you what happened quickly, right? I was reading UCB word for today, and then I saw Jerusalem. I said, "Oh, that looks nice. Oh, I can soak myself in the sun, and I'll be going to Jordan and all these other places. Oh, let me do it. How much is it going to cost?" I had no idea, so I just sent the form through, and then they sent me a bill. So I asked somebody else if they would like to come. The person said, "Yeah, I'll go for my birthday. Why not?" So that's how we went, you know, and it was HMT time. When I realized it was HMT time, I could have just stopped it and say, right, I have something better to do. But I decided that I can always do this anytime. I watch this guy I watch him. I watch him twice. Sorry, that's what I was thinking, right, sir? I'm so sorry. I watch him twice a day. And actually, when I was in Israel, do you know, I was watching him as well. And I used up my data. I used so much data, right? When I got home, I paid almost like £400 for my phone because I was still watching. I couldn't help myself. So really, guys, I am everything that you could ever possibly imagine in terms of biomass, but I am redeeming myself, okay? So let's learn together. I've still got Rachel White here to tell us about today and how she feels about this time with.
Well, to me, I don't put a money value on this. This, to me, is everything. And even when I booked this ticket, my family said, "Why aren't you stopping at Amsterdam and going sightseeing?" Well, I'm not interested in that. I have no time. I'm not worried about all those empty things. All I want is life-changing information that's, you know, not only impact me, but impact other people, impact generations. And I don't want to live an empty life and not do something effective for God, because He is number one. He is everything. And that, without a question, I'm going to make money to come back here as much as I can. So you can't put a price. You can't put a money value on it.
Yeah, what the question, the initial question though,
Yes.
is
From your experience today, how do you
Sitting
feel?
here.
Sitting here.
because she said it's like sitting, you know, many people in the washing house would like to.
Oh, you can't. I can't explain it. It's just surreal. It's It is just, the atmosphere in this house is just so peaceful, and it's just so beautiful, and it's so beyond anything I could comprehend. So yeah, there is nothing. You need to be here.
Wow. Pastor Natalia,
Yes.
what is it? How do you feel about this type of session, this session that we have with Dr. Sunday?
You know, I want to tell that for me, like if I will tell it in a small sentence, it's like words. It's like living water, real, not just words, like living words and everything. But really, when I'm sitting here, I am living. I'm not just try to live, try to to live in this earth, but I just can understand what means life. In sense, do you remember the story when Jesus said, and many people was with him, and Maria was with him in the feet, and Martha was running. Yeah.
I do.
So sometimes I am it's like Martha, because I'm caring about house here, but when I'm sitting here, I feel like Maria, and I remember how Jesus said to Martha then that she choose the best. So when I'm sitting here, I choose the best. Then running somewhere on doing something or thinking about this and caring, and will be with all of these vanity things. So because Jesus, he redeemed us from vanity life. He paid price so we can live not in vanity but in lives that he created for us. So, and these things you cannot understand when you're running. And if you're watching online, I know how I watch online. I'm watching, I'm thinking about something, you drink tea, coffee, you are calling your husband, your children there. So it's not the same. It's not about only information and knowledge. It's only 10%. But 50% more, big part, the best part is when you're sitting here, live here, in presence here. So this is why I choose to sit here now. It's the best.
Brilliant.
Yeah, and we need to learn to choose the best in this life. And don't to live the best life. We need to choose the best. What Jesus said to us, what is the best for us. So I'm here, and it's just I live. I feel that I live now when I'm sitting here.
Wow, that's brilliant. So we're going to Pastor Derek now. So the question is, how do you feel about this question session where we just sit here and ask Pastor question and give us such detailed answers?
Well, as we were saying earlier about being with Jesus around the campfire or whatever, that Pastor Sunday really cultivates an atmosphere. There is just an atmosphere here of that kind of illustration applies. And one thing that's amazing about this is Pastor encourages everybody to speak out and to say something and to engage. And in doing so, people who normally haven't had a chance to ever speak up in church, who've just sat and listened for years, they've just come, sat and listened, and they've never heard their own sound. They've never heard what's inside of them that could come out. They've never had to speak in front of people. They've never been put on the spot and had to come up with a constructive answer. They've never learned critical thinking. Can you imagine? We're trying to train Christian soldiers to reach the world, and the way we've done it is we put you in a building once a week and somebody talks at you. Pastor Sunday takes and creates this environment of, long hours gathering together, going into deep subjects, and he pushes you to go beyond your comfort zone. So even though you're hearing about people are comfortable here, the atmosphere is so nice, all of that, at the same time, this atmosphere pulls something out of you that you've probably never seen before. Environment is everything. If you're never in an environment like this, you won't understand yourself and what you're really capable of. So when we sit and talk like this, people who, have never come to their own conclusions on things, they've never been challenged, they start to get challenged, and they begin to make working on themselves a hobby and a lifestyle. That's the environment here. We make, self-development a hobby here and become better people for it. So I love these times because you never know how God is going to move, and you never know what Pastor Sunday is going to do, to be honest. Anything can happen here. So get where Christianity is exciting. Come, join us in Kiev, Ukraine, one of the most unlikely places where a treasure is hidden in the field, but it's going to cost you. So let's do it. Let's see you here.
Thank you, Pastor Derek. You heard it live and direct. do everything that you can to come here. You know, with me being here, you know, I've just realized that I actually don't miss anything. And I'm a London bred, I'm a London proper girl, where, you know, big city, do what I want, go to where I want to go. And I've been here, I feel so satisfied and so happy that I'm growing, I'm learning. You know, I don't have a lot of luxuries that I have, or the freedom, not the freedom that you think. I can do what I want to do. I'm free to do what I want to do, but, you know, being in London is totally different, and I don't miss it. You see me every day on my vlog, and you see that, you know, I miss nothing. I don't even miss my friends, and yeah, I don't really miss my family too. I don't miss them that much because I talk to them. You know, I feel so complete here. So I'm so glad that you guys are hearing this, and also you have the opportunity to see everybody put their points across and, you know, tell you how they feel from their hearts, and, you know, what they're learning here, how they're developing, the opportunities that they are gaining from being in this atmosphere. So if you can join us when you can, but we'll be happy to have you when you're ready. So, are you ready, or should I give you some time?
Yep.
Yeah. So, guys, I don't want to go round again. Let me just say hello first, and then after that, we can talk. First and middle names, okay. Oh, Julie, okay, sorry. Okay, fine, thanks. All right, let's go to the top. So, hello, everyone. Thank you for joining us. Pastor Abby, Deborah Cole again, Theophilus, thank you so much. Oriyomi, thank you. Paul, thank you very much. Olukayode, thank you. Sijuade, thank you. Thank you for joining. Chinwe, thank you for joining again. This is a good time, guys, for us to share this, so we can share with our friends and family, share on our page. And if we have other pages that we follow, we can copy this link or share with the pages that you follow, so that other people on that page as well can join into this. So if you can just do that quickly before we start again. Justin Mayo, thank you for joining. And thanks for the love, the hearts that I'm seeing. Whoever is sending it, Brother Williams, thank you. You've shared, I can see. We have more numbers of people that are watching than the people that have shared. So please, guys, come on, let's share, so that we will have more people join us. Thank you, Fisayo, for sharing. I've just seen that you've just shared. Thank you so much. How was your day today? I hope this was a pleasant Tuesday. I know it would be pleasant for the fact that you're watching this. So if you didn't gain anything today, at least you're watching this right now. So that's a gain.
Will you remind them of the question and reconstruct the questions? Let them know.
Okay, I will do that, sir. Fleur, thank you for joining. How are you? It's been a while. Thank you so much for joining. So we're going to get started again. And the question I asked was, how can questions be more important than faith in God? You know, that was the initial question. And in part one, that question sprang to me, saying also that I heard Pastor Dr. Sunday said in the past that faith in myself is more important than faith in God. Then at that point, Pastor corrected me by explaining that he doesn't agree with that last statement, and that was a misquote from me about what he said. I didn't agree at first because I thought I heard right, which was wrong, because I heard totally wrong. But I have been carrying that for months now, telling people boldly that faith in myself is more important than faith in God, without getting the full statement correctly. And then he spent over an hour explaining to me and also showing me evidence from 8 months ago when he did that video, which I grasped incorrectly, that this is what he said, and this is what I have said, and this is what other people do. You know, it was a humbling experience, but it was absolutely worth it, because I spent over an hour and a half developing myself. I can literally feel my bones growing with that wisdom that knowledge, and also the way that he explained everything thoroughly. And also at the end of that, we had everyone speak and also added more wisdom to me with their analogies and their examples and their understanding. It was brilliant. So the actual fact is, or the statement was that in order to be successful on this earth, you need faith in yourself. So the actual statement is you need faith in yourself on earth, more faith in yourself on earth. I don't want to misquote again, so I have to use my brain. You need more faith in yourself in order to be successful than having faith in God. So having faith in God is paramount, is important in any case. And as Pastor Natasha put it in an analogy, faith in God is your ticket to heaven. So you can wait for your flight. That's your flight is when you die, in my head. So wait for your flight with your faith and your ticket in your hand because you believe in God. But in order to be successful here on earth, you need to believe in yourself. And that was so well put, and everything just came together for me. I felt like I've been fed so much, today alone. And this is not the only time that I've had this wisdom over wisdom. Since the day that I got here, I just keep growing every day. And I really want to share that with you. And that's why we do this vlog and we spend this time doing the things that we do. Because we love you guys and we want you all to grow, be happy, develop, be who you're supposed to be. So that was the details around my questioning, and the real question that I started with would now just be answered. So we spent an hour and 22 minutes, and Pastor spent an hour 22 minutes answering the questions that, yes, correcting me based on me using even a wrong quote to make my point. I thought I was making a point, and I was just putting myself in deep water. And this is the best deep water that I've put myself in. I actually enjoyed it in the end, and I am glad that I have grown at least an inch since we started filming today. So I'm really grateful. I hope you guys have enjoyed this time as well. And we are now going to continue. Pastor is ready for us. Dr. Sunday is ready for us, for those who prefer. So we're going to get to the original, or should I say initial question now. So thank you, Anojo. Thank you. Thank God, Emerson. Thank you very much. I can see you all. So before I switch to Pastor Dr. Sunday, why don't you all please share? Just share one more time. You never know who's going to join us and who can be blessed and even saved from this. So I'm going to switch over now, guys. Okay. So, sir, right, I'm here to trouble you again. And the question, why is questioning more important than faith in God? I see you doing that. Maybe you're scared that maybe I got that quote wrong. Okay. Oh, you think so? Oh my God. Oh, okay. Where is my book? I wrote it down, so if I got it wrong, then... Guys. Oh, wasn't saying anything. Oh, guys. I need to go back to this. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Did I get it wrong? If I ever got that wrong, oh, gosh. This is going to be... Yeah, Pastor's not speaking. I really need to show you. Oh my God, this is another hot water. I can feel it. I can feel it. Oh my God, I got it wrong. Questioning. I wrote it down. How can I write it wrong? Okay. All right, guys. Question here, yeah. Brace yourself. I mean, I should brace myself. Oh, guys. Oh, my God. I'm going to read it out. Why is asking questions more important than faith in God?
So is that your question today?
Yes.
Okay. I think first of all you've got to paint the paint the picture of the background to the people, where that is coming from. And that question is not coming from nowhere. That question is coming from the discussion that we had. And in that discussion, I told you about a book that I wrote. And that book that I wrote is here, in Russian language. It's a book that I wrote in Russian language. But you will not understand anything here. But this book says, why is asking question more important, not just than faith in God? Faith in God is the last statement of that sentence, not the only one. But because that is the one that actually shocked you the most or perplexed you the most, now you are quoting that as if that's the only thing that was said. Mm-hmm. Now, can you remember, if you don't mind, try to tell us if you remember the conversation or not, and if what is the full statement, if you could remember.
Yes, that is true. We were having a conversation. I started the conversation with Pastor Derek about questioning Pastor and how it ignites Pastor, and Pastor is always determined to give us the full works and not deprive us of his knowledge and just give us that understanding fully. So he came in and he said, yes, exactly what he said now, that he wrote a book in Russian language, and this is what it said, and all I remembered exactly. You see what I do? I'm a paraphraser. So I'm no longer going to do this anymore. You know, paraphrasing is not working for me over here. It might work in other areas, but it's not working. So I just remember saying that, what? Asking question is more important than faith in God? And I just ran with that. I wrote it down. I said, okay, I'm going to ask you this question later because we went.
What was the statement?
Yes, the statement is why asking question may be. Can I say it again, please? Because you know I'm going to say it wrong. So, guys, you know I'm going to say it wrong. So, can you say it?
I should say it.
Yes, say it again.
Okay. The statement is the title of this book. Mm-hmm. And the statement says, why asking questions is more important than food. Work. So why asking questions is more important than food? So asking questions is more important than food. That's just one. Asking questions is more important than work. Then asking questions is more important than family. And then asking questions is more important than faith in God. So those are 4 categories there, or how many are they?
Yeah, we have more important than food, more important than work, family, food, work, family, and faith in God. Yes. Food, work, family, faith in God. Yes.
But somehow you left out all the rest.
Yes, because, yes, it can be more important than food. Food is, you know, family, yes, I can accept that. But I think what really challenged me was why it's more important than faith in God. But those other 3 did not challenge me at all. That, okay, of course, a lot of things are more important than food, you know. I know that a lot of things I personally believe they're more important than family. And I also think a lot of things are more important than work as well. You know, we say that all the time. Life is too short, work is just work and all that. But I can accept that. But I couldn't accept it being more important than faith. And I think that's the reason why I wrote faith down as the main question rather than the others.
Okay, you said a lot of things are more important than work, food, family. A lot of things. But we are talking about a lot of things.
Yes, you said asking questions. Yeah. Yes, it's fine. I know about a lot of things,
Because
but
it's one thing for you to believe that a lot of things are more important than family, or food, or work. But for you to think one of a lot of things that is more important than family is asking questions. That is not a thing that every normal human being will readily agree. If I come to you in the street now and say, is there anything more important than family? You will say no. Yeah. So even if you happen to be in the category of people who say yes, you will probably still not be able to mention question. Even if I tell you, I say, okay, what are the things you think will be more important than family? Yep.
yeah, my answer. I was thinking that.
There is nothing that's more important, right?
No. I mean, from your teaching, right, and in terms of purpose, I know that these things you've taught us over time, and I've actually accepted those things as well. That family, having children is not the most important thing. So I've already struck that off. Work is not the most important thing, even though if I think back a few days earlier, you were saying how important work was as well. But, and also that, so family, work, and food, absolutely, I mean, I can say that a lot of things are not as important. Question could be more important than food. I can accept that. That would make sense. But I still struggle with faith. So yes, you're right. A normal person that haven't been through your teaching or haven't sat with you could possibly question the family, question, probably not question work, because who wants to work anyway? Nobody wants to work, So in the first place, from my thinking. But in terms of faith, to say it could be more important than faith, that still challenged me, and I still stand by it.
Yes, you are always in a corner, always talking about the end result. You are always pushing me to give the answer to the end result. Yeah. But I'm not going to be bullied into doing that, because I'm not going to be pushed into doing that, into just giving you answer for the end result, because then you miss a lot of things on the way to it, and then you will not be able to adequately explain it, and then you will not be able to. You will just know a catchy word or a catchy phrase or something that is mind-blowing to people, but you will not be able to have the foundation for it. So what gave birth to this question in the first place is what we need to address first. Yeah. What gave birth to this question of why asking questions is more important than food, work, family, or even faith in God is the fact that the world system has deceived people to think and to give us a picture of what the world thinks are the priorities of life. So if you go to any country today and go to this main street of that country and ask the question, what are the most important things in your life? So these are priorities of life. People will say, let's name 3 most important things in the world. People will say family, some will say money, work, maybe. Some will say health. Some will say food, no, survival. You have to have something. In fact, there is a school of thought, Adam Smith, right? The great economist and financier, who says that there are three main important needs of man. And this is food, water, and shelter, right? Food, water, and shelter. So these are the things that are regarded as the most important things for men on earth. Those are the needs. But when we talk about priority, you just ask anybody, what are you living for? What are the three main things that are worth living for? What are the answers you will hear? Let's ask people, and you could answer. What will you hear when you ask people what the most important, let's say five most important things in life are? I think in this country, and in most countries, people will say children, then they will say family, then they will say money, then maybe they will say job, some people will say health, some people will say friends. Yeah. So is that
Yeah.
in line?
Yeah.
But I want to say, if you ask me, what are the five most important things in life? None of those things you mentioned will enter there for me.
Wow.
And I will be the one that is right by the time I finish. So if I mention the five most important things in life for me, children will not be there. Family will not be there. Money will not be there. So that's the question we really want to examine. What are the most important things in life?
We are provoked.
I remember we had that conversation in the car.
She wants to comment on it.
Oh God.
Let her comment.
Yeah, I remember we had that conversation in the car, but the question was a bit different. I think the question was, what are the three most important things we should do? Something like that. But I remember the first most important things was asking questions. And the second one was, I think, developing yourself. Either it was the second or the third one. And I don't know what that's the third one now. So it was the first most important was asking questions. The second or third was developing yourself. And then the third one was, I don't know if it was the relationship with God or I can't remember.
Good. So these are questions that people don't ask themselves. They don't question themselves. They don't challenge themselves. We just come to the world and adopt what everybody else is doing before we came here. We just come and swallow in what the world around us tells us is what is important. So if you really want to do a critical thinking and really want to do a thorough job of thinking for yourself, what are the most important things in life? Then you will discover that it's not always what people say are the most important things. So that's what led me to that book. And that's what led me to that question. That's why I said that's just one of the things that are more important than family. There's just one of the things that is more important than family, or more important than work, or more important. I could say any other thing. Even more important than faith in God. So, to answer the question that you are asking, why is it that asking question is more important than faith in God? If I just jump into that and I don't give this background, it will be as if we just want to argue about a controversy.
Or if you just made it like a Facebook status.
Yes.
Everybody goes wild and comments, but no one really
You
understands.
just want the crisis. You just want the debate, as if you are just interested in a polemic. So, but I'm not interested in just debating. I'm interested in building a philosophical worldview or philosophical school of thought. But a school of thought that will benefit you, because the school of thought will encourage you to think. The school of thought will challenge your status quo. The school of thought will challenge your worldview. And the school of thought will enable you to begin to question what life is really about and what are the most important things in life. So, coming from there, so the question I'm actually addressing that leads to this question of questions being more important than faith is the question of priorities of life. What are the things that are important in life? That other question that you are asking is just an offshoot. It's like you are talking about a tree that has branches. So what you want me to address is the branch. But I have to start with the tree and the stem, and before I go to the branch, and then the leaves. I don't know if you get that picture. So, before I go ahead now to begin to give you, because I suppose that you might then be asking yourself, what then are the most important questions or the most important priorities in life if these things that I had mentioned are not the most important things, priorities of life? But before I go ahead to answer the question, what are the priorities of life or the most important things in life, then I will allow you, first of all, to answer the question considering wherever you are coming from, and from wherever you have lived in or where you are coming from. Will you mention at least 3 things that you think that are the most important things where you come from or in the country where you are? What are the 3 or 5 things that are the most important things? Then I will tell you why I feel those are not the most important things, and now I will tell you the most important things. What is it that the general word around those things are the most important things? Anybody wants to talk about it? Okay.
Coming from our culture, I think probably people would say first family.
Okay.
But if they're coming from a Christian context, they may say first their relationship with God.
Okay.
Then they might even say their ministry, then their family. They might even reverse them.
Okay.
Or maybe not in order.
Just talking about
importance.
people in general in the country, but 3 things.
Yeah, okay. In general in the country then would be family, peace of mind, and occupation, money, their career that they've chosen, yeah.
So family, health,
peace of mind,
peace of mind,
and career choice.
Okay.
That kind of security.
Yeah, I would say the most important things for the general person would be relationships.
That is talking from this concept of what country or what continent?
Europe, I would say, European people will think about relationships, and this includes family and friends. And the second thing, health. And I think just having a roof over your head, shelter.
Okay.
Yeah.
You didn't even put family there.
This is included in relationships.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Relationships, what? Health?
Health and shelter.
Shelter, okay.
Yeah. So at least having a place to stay, even if you don't have money, at least having a roof over your head.
Or you want to say? Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think definitely would be family,
That's from what country are you
From New Zealand.
New Zealand, Australia, that area?
Oh, and in New Zealand, they're very materialistic.
Money?
Money is a big one, very big where I live. Your family and,
Money.
yeah,
Then number 3 will be what?
vanity, self.
Self-comfort?
Yeah, it's a lot about yourself.
Self. Okay,
Yeah,
myself.
self.
Myself.
Yeah,
Myself. Ego.
yeah. Ego, yeah.
Ego.
It's all about, yeah, vanity,
Myself.
yes.
Me. Okay, good. I wonder why Pastor Derek, maybe because he's not from America, because in America, I will be a big factor. I, myself.
The ego.
Ego.
Yeah.
Okay, who is next?
Yeah, well, I will speak about Greece because I live most of my time there, and I would say that people are looking for a comfortable life, cozy life, have everything, provision, materialistic, yeah. I would say money as well,
Okay.
and it is connected
Not
to
family?
comfortable life and family too.
Okay.
Yes.
I can talk about Ukraine. Let's talk about West Ukraine, where you're from. It's next to Poland. In this region, it's family and children. The second is good education. And third is friends, like friends fellowship. This is things. This is more like important. Of course, like house and work is important thing, but the friendship and relationship is more important even than money or something like that. Yeah, and I talk about like youth, the people around 25 to 30 years.
Okay, so in my community where I grew up, definitely marriage, which is like the family as well, was what is important. So marriage and having a family and having a good relationship. So that's one. Health is important as well, and money. So I think money comes with career as well, because you have to make money one way or the other. So money, career together.
Is that family?
So it'll be family, which is marriage specifically.
Okay.
I'm not even so sure if it's the relationship with the family as an extended family, but I'm thinking it's more marriage, yes. So marriage, health, because it's about me. I need to be in good health to enjoy all these things. Not health to do anything with it. It's just to be able to enjoy my family, my wife or my husband and my children, have the money to be able to do all those things with those people. So
3 things.
yeah, so it's marriage, which is family, money, health, and money. Yeah, money, career.
Can you ask people?
Yes.
Or read what they're saying?
Okay, guys, this would be a good time for you to feedback.
I'm sure they're writing already. Yeah? Okay.
It says in Nigeria, Nigerians, our priorities are money, family, religion.
Money first.
Yes.
Money, family,
Family,
and
and
religion.
religion.
Ooh, that's interesting. That is interesting.
It's thank God Emerson who says that.
Huh?
Thank God, Emerson.
Emerson.
I think he's right. Yeah, Nigeria is like that.
Yes.
Money?
Then family, and religion.
Family and religion.
Yeah.
Money comes first. Family second. Then religion comes third.
Yeah. Or money, religion, family. Yeah.
I
Money
think
definitely
in
comes
Nigeria sometimes it could be religion, money, family. In Nigeria, I think religion is number 1.
Yeah, but the reason
Because they think if they have religion, religion will
money.
give them money,
Yeah.
family, and everything.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let's put God first so that God
They don't
can
say
give
God.
me
It's
money.
not necessarily God.
Yeah.
Religion.
And then we have somebody else. Did anyone else said? Somebody said this is heavy, Pastor. Yeah, this is heavy. You need to digest the words before you can understand. I have learned to calm down and get the detail from the teachings of PSA, Pastor Sunday.
That's smart.
Yeah,
That guy knows
yeah, he's a smart guy.
It moves down before
Yeah.
he talks. Okay, someone said what?
Yeah, someone's Olanini and Ayini, fame and religion.
Money,
Fame.
money, fame, and religion. No,
Fame.
no
I
family.
forgot
No,
about fame.
fame is so important in
Yeah, I
Nigeria.
forgot about fame. Yes, it is.
Is that?
Yes, it's important. In these days, fame is very important. If you're not known, you're nobody, really.
Wow.
Yes, fame is quite important.
And Edwin Amini is saying the religion in brackets,
Yeah.
miracles, money and family.
Miracles, that's a bit
Very
more
cool.
specific. Not even religion, it's miracle.
Miracles.
Out of it. Yeah, that's quite specific.
And family.
Yeah.
Money,
Miracles,
religion, miracles.
money and family.
Sounds like a conference.
The miracle is probably for the money. Miracle to get the money. And
Miracles for money and family.
Okay.
And Ola Martin is saying from Liberia, it will be family, money, shelter, self, and religion. It's a bit more about
Okay. Family.
money, shelter, self, and religion.
Okay.
do you have any more?
Yeah, Modupe is also saying religion, family, and money
Okay.
for Nigeria.
Yeah.
So you see, this is a big question.
It is.
So it's
indeed.
good that it's good that I actually spoke about this. It's good that I mentioned this. You see, this is a very important question. So this is about priorities of life. But for me, I have come to the conclusion that the priorities of life, the most important things in life, are not always the things that immediately jump at us. The things that immediately appear to us as the most important things. All those things that we have mentioned, many of them are things that the whole world is looking after. But I have discovered that the most important things in life, if I'm to talk about 5 things, not just 3, 5. The most important thing in life is self-improvement or self-education. You've got to create yourself. That is how you recreate yourself. That's how you give life to yourself. Before you could undo any other thing on earth, you must be able to give life to yourself first. And it is only self-education or self-improvement that helps you to discover yourself and give life to yourself before you could think of giving life to other things or other places, other people. So think on that. So I'm writing another book that's going to be called Why Self-Education. I think it's written already. In Russian language. Self-education. Why self-education is more important than family, or even than faith in God, and the same thing than all other things.
And that includes spiritually filling yourself.
Yes.
Yeah, because people hear self-development, they think something not spiritual.
Talk about that.
When we say something like self-development, or pastor says the most important thing is to develop yourself, automatically, or the religious mind thinks we just excluded God. But when pastor's saying that, he's including
God.
Total
Relationship
development
with
of
God.
self, relationship with God, and spirituality as well.
Have you ever considered that to be the most important things in life, like self-education or self-improvement?
No.
Yeah.
To be truthful,
And-
people don't think long about that
Yeah.
question. They don't really take the time to write it down, map it out. It's just what their urges or impulses desire
It's
right
what
now.
they think about.
Money. I need more money. I'll be happier if I have career. I'll be happy if my husband starts going to church. I'll be happy.
But those things that everybody has mentioned as the most important thing in life, those are things that are dictated by feelings, by emotions, and by instincts and stimulus. But what I just said now is not. You need to go. But what I just mentioned now is totally different. It's not something that is dictated by instinct or stimulus or reflexes, but it is rather something that is dictated by informed decision. And the thing that will be the priority of your life must be something that comes from an informed position. She crying.
Crying or laughing.
Crying.
So much revelation is happening here these days.
People are breaking down,
People
people
are
are
just-
crying and weeping. Huh?
They've never heard these things in their lives. Can you imagine?
Why you saw him crying a little bit?
Well, sir, a lot of the time when I first got here, I was crying
Why?
because I felt like I have wasted my life. I don't know anything. Where am I going to start from? This is just too much for me to take. It was very, very challenging for me. And I cry also apart from crying for myself, I also cry for other people that I know, and they're going through a lot, but don't really know the reasons why, and I don't know. I feel like, how long is it going to take me to even be able to learn all these things that you're telling me? So I just cry. It's really hard, and I cry for what I've lost and why I couldn't think, why I wasn't able to,
So even think about this.
yeah. And as soon as you're saying it, it's making sense, but where is my brain? Yeah,
What about before I said it?
yeah. Before you said it, it never
Nothing was
occurred.
going on.
No, it never occurred to me. So I felt like I lived a life of lies, deception to myself. The whole surrounding is full of that, and I indulged in it. So it was really challenging for me. I think only in the last few weeks, when I'm more active doing this, vlog, in the last week, I started to kind of console myself that at least I'm making some progress. But yeah, I'm making a difference, and also while I'm with other people, I'm also learning and also learning here. But it was really challenging because I don't know how long it would take me, and that alone is daunting to think. You don't know this, you don't know this, and it's every day. There are at least 100 things, Okay, don't let me exaggerate. Maybe at least 10 things that I don't know on a daily basis. And if you multiply that by the number of days that I've been here, which is like 80 days, or maybe not up to that, almost 80 days. So 10 every day. You don't know how long. When am I going to learn? So that was really challenging for me. I might laugh, but I'm worried that I'm going out there in the world, and also I'm going to go to meet God, and I can't go like this. I can't just be like this. I can't be this kind of person that I've realized that I am, with no knowledge, no understanding, and cheating myself of the abundance of life that I should live. So it is hard. I totally understand why somebody would
Break down.
Yeah.
Okay, now let's examine what I said about that the most important thing. What was the point? The first point I mentioned? Can you people remember?
Yes.
Self-education and self-development.
self-improvement, self-education, self-development, self-development, self-education, self-improvement, self-education. So self-improvement. Why is that the most? Can you imagine anybody that starts out in life by doing that? By first of all improving themselves, giving themselves life, developing themselves. And if you people have listened to my interviews with my children, you could tell the difference between my children and even yourself, not just with other kids. Because as young as they are, they started out life with that philosophy that the most important thing in life is to give life to yourself. Every other thing that follows after that will be easy for you. That's why it is the most important thing. Now, let's take the opposite. You people said the most important thing is family. Okay. So when you wake up in the morning and you start your life, your journey in life, you didn't improve yourself. You didn't, give life to yourself. You didn't do self-education, but you are dreaming of getting married or having a family. So you find a family, you start a family without understanding what it is about, without changing yourself before you get there, without improving yourself before that family. That family is going to turn to hell for you on earth. That is why 8 out of 10 marriages in the world are breaking and falling apart and divorcing, because they did not put first thing first. They did not make self-education, self-improvement the priorities of their lives. They just hear what people say, family, family, family. And they went, if you go to start family without first of all getting yourself improved and changed, you are heading to a catastrophe. It doesn't matter how much you love each other. The same, if you are going to having children, that's why self-improvement, self-education, self-development is much more important than having children. And that's why it's much more important than having family.
Got that in 225. Perfect.
So that's just concerning family. I could also tell you why that is more important. Self-improvement, self-education, and self-development. Why it's more important, even than faith in God.
Yeah, let's do that one.
But that's just the first point. I could apply this fourth point to everything. Why is self-development more important than food? Why is self-development more important than family, work, and even faith in God?
Why is it more important than work?
Why is okay. The reason, you said God, we should do God first. But
Yeah.
you want us to do work first.
No, God was my first choice, so I'll take my first choice if you're going to answer it. That would be great.
So form the question.
Yeah, why is self-development and self-improvement
And self-education.
and self-education more important than faith in God?
Okay. The reason is because if you just have faith in God based on the fact that you are born into that family, or if you just have faith, if your faith in God is just based on the fact that you were born in the Middle East, you will become a Muslim. And if you are born in the wrong family, you will become a terrorist. And that, yes, and that is not because some other people are worse. And that is not because Arabs are worse than you. You will become the same Arab. You will become the same terrorist, just like any of them, if you had been born in that family or in that culture. So some people just go ahead and condemn and judge Muslim people or terrorist people because they don't think. And they would have just been doing the same thing if that is the family they have come from. Sorry?
Just absolutely brilliant, what you just said. Yeah. Absolutely brilliant.
So, in fact, some of you who are listening to me right now, you are Christians because of your environment only.
Yeah.
Because you come from Christian culture, Christian family, or people around you say you must be a Christian, but that is why you are not a world changer. That's why it's not benefiting you as God will meant it to have benefited you. So you are a Christian and we cannot write any story about you. There is nothing to write on you. There is no distinctive figure, nothing separates you, nothing really. Why is your own Christianity not the same as it's written in the Acts of the Apostles? People who got it through understanding. Their own Christianity made them to be people who turned the world upside down. But your own Christianity cannot even turn a dog upside down, even a cat upside down, talk less of turning the world upside down. Because it's not based on self-development and self-discovery. But the people who have, first of all, pursue self-development, discovery, who have given life to themselves, who have discovered themselves, and in an informed manner are embracing a faith because of their knowledge, because of their research, because of their understanding, who believe in God out of being informed and out of being, aware of what they are doing, just like Apostle Paul. They go and change the world at the end as an Israel. So people who, that's why you see that people who are called the children of Christian families, or people, or children of pastors, some of them are the worst believers. They are the worst Christians. Why? Because they inherited the faith.
Yes.
But their parents, who actually had encounters with God, they are conscious believers because they came to God in awareness. So self-education and self-improvement gives you awareness and makes you to be somebody that is informed. And everything you do consciously. So that self-development is the basis for you to have conscious faith in God and to consciously, do exploits for God out of your faith rather than out of your cultural understanding.
Pastor, what do you mean by consciously doing something? What's the difference between consciously and maybe unconscious faith, just because of heritage?
Just like I said, when you are born in a Christian home or in a Christian country or you're a pastor's home, and you just say, oh, everybody goes to church here. So that's a cultural thing, and that's tradition, and you are doing it, but without really getting the depth. Okay, Jesus spoke about this like this. He said, when a Pharisee comes to the knowledge of the Lord, is like somebody that is bringing out the new and the old. The new and the old. So the depth of what he knows is totally different from somebody who had never had the knowledge of a Pharisee.
Oh my gosh.
The Pharisee has been self-informed. Pharisee has been self-educated. Pharisee has improved self. His mental acknowledgement, his conscious mind is much more prepared to assimilate what Jesus was saying. And that's why Paul did much better than everybody else.
Wow.
Because the self-development he brought to faith that he had before, but had made him to be able to assimilate this knowledge. It's just like saying, I have a disciple, it's called Professor Vincent. When he came across my message, because he's been a professor, because he's used to doing research, the depth at which he was receiving the teaching I was giving was totally different from what the depth that the drug addicts and other people, just ordinary human beings in the church, are receiving it. So with one message, he could go and do and bring in much more results than 1,000 church members who are just waiting and sitting down. Without that being self-informed, self-improvement. So, for example, if I say, if I say history makers, so somebody who has been well informed and studied that idea, what it means to make history, is already on the process and eager to make history. He just wants to know how to do it, and that word means much more to him than somebody who doesn't even know. He just knows the dictionary meaning. It's just like saying, I have money. If you could say you have money, and what you mean is that you have $10 in your pocket. I could say I have money, and what I mean is that I have $1 million US. Another person will say I have money, Bill Gates, will mean that I have $1 billion. So money, we just said the same thing, but the depth is different.
Yeah.
When I say I have education, We talk of the same thing, education, but the person who has PhD is thinking about PhD, but you are thinking primary school.
High school. Just
High school. So that's why self-improvement and self-education is the most important foundation in life. That's why Jesus, when Jesus was 12 years old, people discovered that he put this priority as the most important priority in his life. So when he was at 12, he went to the synagogue, and you could see self-education manifested in his life. It was already developed. It was already developed enough to hold conversation, even with the best in the generation. And the Bible told us that it grew in knowledge and in wisdom. That is the foundation. That is the most important thing in life. But not only that. So now let me answer the question, why then is self-education more important than faith in God? Another reason why self-education is more important than faith in God is because if you have not developed yourself and you do not go to do research on what you read in the Bible or in the Quran, the people who go and do jihad is because they read it in the Quran. But they don't have critical thinking. They don't study words from what concept. And because they don't understand the idea or concepts, they just say it is written in the Quran, so we must do it. In fact, as a matter of fact, if you don't have self-education, you will not know if your religion is right or wrong, or if your church is right or wrong. And many Christians today who are born again, even people who are listening to me right now, are going to the wrong places, to the wrong church. And if you try to tell them about it, they will fight you because they are not developed enough. Their level of development, self-development, cannot inform them that. And when you try to suggest that to them, they will think you are their enemy. It's just like going to a terrorist and saying his religion is wrong. It will fight you and argue with you because it doesn't know better. So it's the same thing. So if you say faith in God is more important, that's why people have faith in God and go and kill other people. People have faith in God and go and do either they do horrible things even with faith in God, even in the name of God. Wow. Even Christians. But then let's even leave out those people who think that faith in God it makes them to do horrible things. Let's even take people who think that faith in God is the most important thing in life, and they have faith in God, but because of that faith in God, they have become paralyzed. Because of that faith in God, they have not amounted to anything of significance. Because they just believe in God, but they have not added knowledge to their faith. They have not added virtue to their faith. Because some people, in fact, they will believe in God. Because of that, they will even quit university. Because of their faith in God, they will quit school. Because of their faith in God, some of them will not go and do politics. Because of their faith in God, some of them will not go because they think politics is wrong. In fact, some people will never become the president of their country. Because why? Because they think it's evil to go into politics. Some, in fact, as because of faith in God. This is all because of faith in God. I'm talking Christians. So if your faith is not mixed with knowledge, if you don't put self-education as your foundation, faith in God will be making you to do some of the most foolish things on the earth. And it will even be making people around you who see you to be hating that you say you're God. Not your God. That's why self-education is more important than just have faith in God.
So can we include...
You can't understand it, eh?
I feel like, wow.
I did not expect that to be the answer. I never even thought of that.
You never even thought about it?
Never even thought about it. It makes so much sense, though. You're born because I used to say, why wouldn't that person become a Muslim? Yeah. They're born into a Muslim family in a Muslim village. Just by the laws of life, they're going to become
I will tell you even more than that. There are people who, because of faith in God, organized crusades. I mean, whole crusades, not evangelism crusade, I'm talking about historic crusades, the crusade of carrying weapons to go and destroy, nations and people, and they cut people in pieces. In fact, because of faith in God, Christianity, people have done what they call the Inquisition. Inquisition, they just, go and anybody they question, they just go and put you in the stake. And this is all because of faith in God. So it is Christianity. I'm not talking about Islam or anything. So faith in God, in fact, faith in God will make people to be rolling on ground and be barking like dogs and be doing things, eating grass and drinking, petrol and incidents and things like that. Faith in God without knowledge is a dangerous thing. Faith in God without self-development and without understanding is worse than anything else. So if you want to tell me what are the most important things in life, I'm not going to go there. Leave faith in God alone. Let's give him understanding first. Then introduce him to faith in God.
Incredibly profound. So if that statement is posted on Facebook,
it will just be
99% of people will read it and not understand it.
No, they will say I'm what is that called it? Blasphemy. They will say I'm blasphemy and things like that. I want to hear you people now, so it's time for you to talk. I've not even got into question yet, to our question. You see, that's why I shouldn't rush to go and be doing all this kind of things.
It's a bit of a Selah moment for us when we hear something like that, because you generally hear things in the body of Christ over and over again. So then when you hear something that you've never heard before like this, you're trying to process this whiplash.
Whiplash.
For you, you've studied it, you've written about it, you've taught it, and then it gets dished out to us on a platter, and it's like, what in the world did he just say? But it's truth.
Got knocked out.
It's truth, though.
What does Julie have to say?
I'm just flabbergasted. I am completely. It's like a veil was removed. I'm saying that all the time, as if a veil is being removed. Every time I sit here, I'm saying the same thing. Like, oh, now I can see. Oh, now I can see. Oh, it just doesn't end. I don't know. I have to.
That's why the lady yesterday was writing that I cannot almost believe it that a human being will have so much knowledge and wisdom. That somebody with flesh and blood will have so much knowledge.
Well, it's like the light.
Swoosh on light. Horika.
Yes, because I've heard it. I've heard it many times. I knew it, but today I saw it even more.
Self-improvement, self-education, right?
Yeah, I saw it deeper, and it was like light to me. Like light. It's like the light that lights your way in your life. So self-education. And you mentioned it first. You said that there are a few things that are most important in our life, and you mentioned it first.
Yeah.
So it's interesting. Wow. It means that there are few most important priorities in our life, and this one should be number one.
Yep.
Number one.
You can be experiencing revival then, and still remain in total ignorance of not only how to sustain revival, but how to disciple nations and actually take it and do something with it. This opens up. You can be sitting in church for 30 plus years and have just never had the knowledge or understanding to go and do something with your life. I get it.
Why? Because of lack of
self-development, self-education. And this is why I think it's clicking for me, is I see people come to history makers and they weep. And they're like,
They say they are getting born again.
they've been in church for years and years. They've experienced they think they've experienced everything in Christendom. And then they come and they hear something totally brand new, and there wasn't a worship set before. There wasn't glory, gold dust, this kind of thing. It was revelation knowledge that was given to them. And suddenly they can actually activate and do something and make history. Education. I would have never guessed it.
You understand how important it actually is. I think most of us who listen to you think, okay, now I have to self-educate and have to self-develop and everything, but you don't actually understand the depth. Like you understand that you have to self-develop, you listen to Pastor Sunday and grow and, make sure to think and analytical thinking and all that, but you're not aware of the impact your self-education actually has, or the lack of your self-education. Understanding how deep that actually goes and that it actually touches all areas of your life. It's amazing.
Oh, it's going beyond what you bargained.
Way, way beyond what I could even imagine your answer to be. But again, when you say it, it makes absolute sense to me, because it just goes back to the analytical thinking. If you're not developed, you haven't developed yourself, how then do you even believe what is in the Bible and believe God and be able to think in depth and be, honestly, so I feel a little bit tired because it's hurting my brain. And I think it's seriously hurting my brain, and why I didn't know this, if I want to work in any organization, I have to have understanding and knowledge of that organization. I need to have learned my work, my job or my role in the company. And that's the only way that I can work in that company and be successful in it. Yet, right, I don't do that with my life. I don't develop myself, try to understand my life, try to understand purpose, try to understand the Bible that I want to read, try to understand God, try to build a relationship with God. But I do it with other things, but I didn't even link it. And then I blame myself to say I'm having challenges. You blame everything on earth but yourself, the person that you need to look at to make it happen, the body, that God is in to make it happen. I just feel, thank you, Chinwe, I feel quite weak because well, I don't know why they're laughing. The people here laughing. But I suppose you could just laugh because the alternative is to cry. So let's laugh. And I can't believe it, really. And again, attention to details. I was going on about God and, forgetting all the other question in context and just going to one thing. And even with the God alone, it helps, but just understanding the other things in context, it makes a lot of difference. And honestly, I just can't be the same person again with some of this, with all of this session or some. So I just let you get on because I know there's so much more to learn, and I can't, as well as my brain hurting, I'm so desperate to learn, So I'll go back.
Well, I'm not enthusiastic about these questions. Because, first of all, I know you don't know what you're asking for. I would just rather keep quiet. Secondly, you don't even know what it will cost me to try to answer any question you're asking. That's why when you started asking that question yesterday, I left it. I kept on pushing it away because you don't want to answer. You don't want to ask me questions. Because some of the questions you ask me, it will take me 5 weeks to answer one question. Like this particular question now, I wanted to give you 5 most important things in life. I've not even really finished relating it to anything. I just related self-education to what? To God and to family. And I still have other things that I wanted to relate it to prove, to point to you that they are more important than every other thing that you have mentioned. I could relate it that way to health, to money, to fame, to children. Why this is more important than all those things. So I have to go a whole circle, a whole week just to relate to everything, to prove to you, to bring clarity to you that this indeed is actually much more important than everything everybody else is waiting or running after. So faith in God for me is different. And that's why you hear me fresh. And things I say is not what everybody else says. Everybody else, all Christians, preachers, to them, faith in God is a Christian thing because that's what they are brought into. But for me, it's coming from another level, another consideration. That's why all the messages I want to talk about and the topics I raise, you will never even think about it. I mean, people think about it or even raise the topic because I'm coming from another place. So I let everybody do whatever they want to do. Good for them. But it's just sad that people don't know more than what they're doing. It's just sad that that's all people know. Then I still have to give you 4 other things that are more important than all other things that you have mentioned. And I've not even, it's 1.5 hours already. I've not even finished on that first part.
I have a new study plan now. I have to revamp my whole way I study. You, your work, your books, with all these books coming out, if I don't read them and study them, devour them, process them, I will have missed out on something significant in my generation. I am revamping my whole self-education strategy after tonight.
If anybody in this world is not reading every one of Pastor Sunday's books, by the time the person finishes his journey, he will think he had never been to planet Earth. If someone has not listened to at least 200 messages of Pastor Sunday, it's like you have been a waste on the earth.
You know, Pastor, I could confidently say, in the next 5 years, if I do this with your books, I will double or triple my results. Because you've seen what I've done to this point. But if I input this new strategy I'm thinking about, I will triple the results in the next 5 years.
I think that self-education, as if we put it as priority in our life, self-education, self-development.
So you didn't know people don't know it's as important as this or what?
I knew that it's important, but I never been so far and so deep in this truth. Like today. And because our environment, as we mentioned in the beginning, is built on those stuff that we, and because our environment we are living in is built on those things that we mentioned: money, family, fame, children. All stuff like this. Yes. So, and it influences you. If you stay for a long time in such an environment, it's like says in the Bible that bad companies
corrupts good manners.
Exactly. No matter how good you are, If you're consistently in a wrong environment, it starts to influence you, and it takes work to stay on this truth. And when you hear it, it refreshes you. And for me, for example, I realized hearing this that if I have this thing in my life in first place, actually I have nothing to lose. Really nothing of what I thought might be important in my life. More than self-development and self-education. Because of this depth that you are giving, that you are revealing to us, why it's so important.
Well, you know, it is because of that God paid so much attention to this that he gave us a whole book of Proverbs that talks about this. Proverbs is all about this. Ecclesiastes is all about this. Psalms is all about this. The people's lives in the Bible is all about this. David, Samuel, people who did it, people who didn't do it, and what the results were in their lives. If you read especially Proverbs, knowledge, understanding, prudence, wisdom, it's every day. Why? It's the central. The Bible, it puts Proverbs almost in the middle of the Bible, the center of it.
So in a way, Solomon, when he asked for wisdom, he could have asked for money, he could have asked for all these
He
things.
asked for this thing.
For wisdom because of this principle.
Yeah.
Because then you can create success anyway.
Yeah. Self-development.
Yeah.
It's like we're...
But we've done that term disservice. I think that's what I'm hearing here, because when you say in church self-development, there's an automatic, at least in our culture, an automatic thought of motivational speaking, head knowledge, nothing spiritual, nothing, leave God out, atheistic knowledge. We've done that a disservice, and that's the shift the church has to make.
I also feel like we come from a perspective of survival, We don't come up from a perspective of purpose, because the way you see things is purpose-oriented, and we rather look at what are the basic things for me to survive on this earth, And that's why we would not actually even think the way you think, because the way we consider Earth to be is survive.
Just
survive,
me.
Make it. Just try to live. That's the most important thing, and not purpose.
So next time you ask me any question, Iowa, and I say, no, you don't want to go there, that's what I mean. Because I'm going to do a whole series for 2-3 months, just on this. I will do this on our live broadcast, just like I am doing with thinking now and other things. We need a whole 2-3 months just to talk about this. But can you imagine me knowing all these things and just being quiet and just sitting down?
Mm-hmm.
How do you make it?
Yeah.
How
But that's
is
the
this
challenge.
possible for you?
Yeah.
How is this possible for you?
It's killing me. And it's the most challenging thing. It's the sorrow in wisdom. But I've understood it that it's one of the ways for God to humble me. I just always humble myself because I see so much what I refer to as ignorance, fully, all around me. And I have to be quiet. And I have to talk about with people what they want to talk about. That's why I always wait for questions, because I want to know where they have gotten to, what I can talk about. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, I would just be talking about all the mundane things they want to talk about. I'm forced to do it, because that's where people are. I'm killing myself to do it, to even sit with them and listen to what people are doing, or see what people are doing, or hear what people are discussing.
I feel like apologizing.
I
So
remember
people's question now opens to me, how deep can I go?
Yeah.
or what can I talk about now? But there are so many other things that I'm not even talking about at the same time. Just like I'm talking about this now, there are so many other things that I'm not talking about.
And that's what I remember feeling challenged meeting with you, because I would think, I don't even know what to ask. I know, this is how it would happen sometimes. I would think, I know he knows things that I would want to know that are so far beyond, and I don't even know the question to provoke that.
Yes, and
You know, you knew about the laws of conversion and physics and all this, and I didn't
And
even
I've been
know
quiet.
something like that existed.
that's exactly what we were talking about now. Oh God, like how? Because I can't even. I don't know. That's beyond me.
You want to read some comments? What we are saying? You have some comments there?
Yeah, but it's somehow not loading.
At least the ones you had before.
You want to go for it, Maya?
Yeah. I'm going up so that I can start from the top.
No, start from the bottom, from the last.
Okay. Oh, I've lost. Okay. It says, very true. They're talking to each other. Me too. I never knew what to ask. That's Pastor Nkuru. Never know what to ask you. This is sorrow in wisdom. There is sorrow in wisdom. Mundane. Somebody was Elizabeth's like 3 months shy, 3 months of teaching to address this. I think that's what she's saying. Someone, Chinwe said, Uncle Sam's lifestyle. I am reinventing my study plan. That's Oluwatoyin. Felix said, I'm a Pastor Sunday student. This man is from another world.
Who said that?
Actually, it's Pastor Nkuru. Elizabeth said, if you have not read Stop Working for Uncle Sam, go and read it, please. Oluwatoyin says, so much wisdom. Somebody said that you're not from here, sir. That's Oluwatoyin as well. Pastor Nkuru again said, even the topics are nothing to be compared to the message itself. Elizabeth said, you're indeed coming from another place, DSA. Thanks, Pastor. Pastor Nkuru invited some people, so they're thanking her. Amid some, self-education improves all areas of your life. I can't say that's why I've missed it. Yeah, Elizabeth agreed with me and said, thanks, yes, Mayowa, you can never be the same. This why, Uriyomi said, this why the Bible says, study and show yourself approved, a workman, that not need to be ashamed, but rightfully divine the truth. Today the scripture is unfolding to me. That's Uriyomi. Informer said, it sure does make a lot of difference. Thanks, Mayowa. Thank you. A lot of people are feeling me. You don't know nothing. We have been led by blind people, yes. Even with the light on, I'm scared of opening my eyes. Wow, that's so deep. So do you want to read the ones that you can see?
Yeah, here's one comment says, Jesus is so critical about self-improvement that he had to challenge the people for being slow to hearing and dull in understanding, and as a result of that, it was difficult for God to relate to them in a higher level that will bring about the restoration of their total man. Interesting. And then, that was Joseph Oyewole. And then Davida Ayemi Akande says, it's always been about personal research. Those who have relied in just being informed have taken captive. You verify the information before taking it in.
somebody said you messed up a lot of religious mindset tonight. We're looking forward to your book on mind shift. That's Edwin.
What? Mind shift.
Messed it all up.
Pastor Kira says, I always ask that question. If I was a Muslim, it would take a bulldozer to convert me.
Makes total sense.
Jude said, faith in God without self-development and understanding is dangerous. What we do in the name of our faith in God? So that person is just making a statement. Edwin again said, it was faith in Christ that made one of Jesus' disciples to cut off Malchus's ears in the garden. Revelation in progress. People start somewhere, but if they are truly seeking truth, they will not stop there.
Okay.
Joshua Ojuade says, I feel empty whenever I'm with Pastor Sunday. Pastor Sunday, keep insulting our intelligence. We are receiving sense.
That's the best one right there. Keep insulting.
Wow. I can't stop listening and learning.
Mika Kostamo.
Do we have a part in seeing Ephesians 2:20 happen? He's asking.
What?
Do we have a part in seeing Ephesians 2:20 happen?
Ephesians 2:20?
It
Okay.
doesn't mean 3.
Oh, 3:20.
No, it is 2:20.
2:20, okay.
Oh, but he correct. I think
Go
he
ahead.
corrected. In God without knowledge is suicide. No, faith in God without knowledge is suicide.
Yep.
And then Elizabeth Ali says, Maiwa, there's a question by Pastor Anu at the top. I would love to hear DSI thought. But I don't know the question. I can
Okay,
see.
I'll try and go and see if I can see. It says, so is it possible, sir, that self-development and discovery can lead people to other God apart from Jesus, most especially people in the Arabic nation? So the question again is, so is it possible, sir, that self-development discovery can lead people to other gods, small g, apart from Jesus, most especially people in Arabic nations?
It can, but if they keep on looking and they are really after the truth, it will always lead them only to Christ. In the process, they could test other gods, but it will eventually lead them to Christ.
Okay, that's one question answered.
How many minutes do we have already there?
1 hour, 53 minutes.
1 hour is 2 hours already. Let's stop. And I want us to come back in 2 minutes. We'll stop this one. I want to talk to you about a new book. I wrote it already in Russian, but I'm translating it. It's translated to English language. And the title of the book is How Africans Brought Civilization to Europe. I'm reviewing it right now, and I want to tell them a little bit about it. How Africans brought civilization to Europe. In 2 minutes, when we just stop this one, and I would like you to just get to hear about it.
Okay, guys, you heard that. We're coming back in 2 minutes. So join us again. We'd love to have you. We probably won't take as long for the next session. It'll be a short session, so please join us. We'd love to have you again. I'll see you shortly.